Hello, good evening. Welcome to Tamburi Mundi Frame Drum channel, Tamburi Monday, our so-called Tamburi Monday. Nice to see you again, to meet you again. And today we have some new guests. You know, we have always some musicians that we introduce to you, some international frame drum players, and as always, you are invited to join our channel, our chat. If you have any questions, any remarks, as always, you can write in the chat. Here we have Uli and Malika. Hello. So they are keeping in touch with you, and so they can help you if you have any questions in the chat. Yes, so we start with the composition File de Défilé, right? So you remember we already started the last editions of Tamburi Monday, and today I would like to continue and to present you the whole piece and to give you some ideas, especially to play advanced techniques or advanced ideas. So after the File de Défilé, we have our first guest, Lorenzo Erasmo from Milano, from Italy. He will join us live in our channel. Afterwards, we have Karin Fleck from Germany, Freiburg. Yes, so this is Freiburg, where we are at the moment. At the moment, Freiburg, 8 o'clock in the evening, in the Alte Viere Bahnhof. So, and Karin is also from Freiburg, and we will talk a little bit about her work. And today we have also rhythm training, some rhythmical exercises for you. As you know, we are always trying to give you some inputs, some new ideas. Maybe they are new for you, maybe not, so you can go deeper. So it depends on you. And today we have our guest from France, Salim Beltitane. So from origin he is from Algeria, and he will introduce us to North African rhythms and give us some nice exercises, I think, some nice ideas. And last but not least, we have another guest from Italy. Yes, today we are Italy. Paolo Rossetti, Murittu, and frame drum player, percussionist, musician, and from near Firenze, I think, right? Or Uli? Yes, I don't remember exactly the city, but it's in the north somewhere. Sorry, but we can ask Paolo directly later. So, nice to see you, and we will start with File de Défilé. So, if anyone has any questions, please write in the chat, as I said. So, I will do the whole piece, as I said, and I will also speak the syllables so that you can follow the whole piece. So just to remind some of you again, the basic groove was 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1, right? Okay, so this is the main basic pattern. I think you already got it, and I think you already practiced a lot. Here we go. 1 2 3 4. Okay, I just have a sign from our technique. There is a problem, I think. No problem. Okay. Yeah. No? Okay. Sorry. We had to change the sound. Here we go. So now we are in letter C, right? Sorry for the interruption. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, and ta ta dum dum ta ta dum dum pa pa, yeah, and ta dum dum ta ta dum dum pa pa, again, ta ta dum dum ta ta dum dum pa pa, again, and ta ta dum dum ta ta dum dum pa pa, again. Next letter. Next letter. Again. Ta, ta. Ta, ta. Ta, ta, ta. Ta, again. Ta, ta. Ta, ta. Ta, ta, ta. Again. Ta, ta. Esta, ta. Esta, ta, ta. Nafile de defile. 1, 2, 3, 4. File de defile. File de defile. Again. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. Again. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. One. Again this part. And file de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. One. Again. Little slower. And file de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. 1, 2, 3, 4. And file de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. 1, 2. And file de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. 1, 2. Last time. And file de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. File de defile. Okay. Wow. Feiern. Okay. Thank you. So I made some little mistakes, probably you realized. So especially, I think in letter H, I, yes, the last pa. First I made it on a fourth, and then I make a correction. So you will see if you watch the whole composition again. So as always, you can watch the whole in general our whole channel. You can watch later once more. So just as you want, you can use this small yes run through. Let me say. You can use it and play along with it, and if you have any question, also if you find any mistakes, you can write me, right? So I'm waiting for your corrections. So thank you, and so we will continue with our composition in 2 weeks, because next week we have no Tamburi Monday. We have holiday next week, so we will meet in 2 weeks again the 10th edition, the last edition before we go to the Tamburi Mundi festival. As you know, in summer we will start Tamburi Mundi on 30th of July, 10 days of frame drum festival. And so, as I said, in 2 weeks we can meet again for the composition, but now we continue with our first guest, Lorenzo Erasmo. Hello, Lorenzo. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, oh. Wow, nice to see you.
Hi, that was me.
Yes, still you.
Yes.
Welcome. Buonasera. İyi
Yeah.
akşamlar.
Thank you very much, Murat, for the invitation. I'm really happy to be here.
Yes, also thank you from us to join us here live. I know it's always you have to organize your life to be here in the evening.
No, but for you, there is always a reserved spot.
Grazie.
Ma prego.
So you are in Milano at the moment, right?
Yes, I'm in Milano now. It's really, really hot. And yes, I'm here in Milano and I'm studying. It's a really intense period, I have to say. Things are really slowly to opening again. And I did my first concert last week. So it was so nice to play in front of a public. It was really beautiful, yes.
Yes, you look very happy. I mean,
Yes.
is it true? Yes, right?
It's true,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I am. No, it was. I'm really happy that things are slowly reopening a little bit, and yes, about this. And also, I've done also this weekend a production in orchestra that was super fun. It's so strange to play with other musicians after so much time of, studio and study, but a little bit alone. So it's so
Yeah.
beautiful. It's a really beautiful emotion.
Yeah, and the first video we saw just
Yeah.
was also a result of this period, right?
No, I mean it was something before. Yes, no, it was that was a movement from a suite that I wanted to compose, kind of. I started with an idea of a graphic score. So I started with total improvisation, and I wanted to fix different ideas of improvisation that I had in that period of this recording. And I wanted to compose something kind of like a suite for solo frame drum in a more, let's say, yes, classical music approach. Let's say
Aha.
one adagio, one allegro, and the first movement.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It seems that you are a classical percussionist. Oh, okay. Maybe first, before we continue, a little bit about your background, because I think it's very interesting to know a
Yeah.
little bit. I
Yeah.
mean, we don't have to tell all the details, but I think
Yeah.
this is very important to understand your music also.
It is because also my background bring me to frame drums. So it was something like a one way, let's say. So I studied here in Milano, classical percussion, finishing my bachelor degree in classical percussion and mostly contemporary music. And that was my first experience, let's say, with the music was contemporary classical music. I started when I had this big lucky to do concert when I was really young, starting from 14, 15 years old to do this kind of music. And after I studied for a period in Freiburg with Bernhard Wolff, Professor Bernhard Wolff at the Hochschule für Musik. And there I was studying also contemporary classical music, Neue Musik. And yes, these are the academic study for classical percussion, let's say. And yes, then after, when I returned back to Milano after this period of Freiburg, I actually approached frame drums after, because there was this big friend of mine, which is a percussionist that play a lot of contemporary music, but play also tombak. And I saw the tombak, and I was like that the first time, because I say, how is possible that one instrument can do every sound of my setup of contemporary music? I was really shocked, and I was really attracted about the approach of the fingers that was touching skin. I don't know why. It's something that really brings me away every time that I see the hands on the skin, and was something that really, I get really emotional about that. And I did a long trip with him because he invited me to Bali, the island in Indonesia, to study gamelan music in a traditional village of players. And it was really interesting because they were like inside the rice to cultivation of rice all the day, and after in the night they were playing all night long gamelan music. And I studied with them for 3 weeks, and then in that 3 weeks this friend of mine said, I want to start a zarb, and he said, yeah, zarb is really good, but to start you can start with frame drums, and showed me a video of a master of frame drums and say, yeah, these are four of really big master of this instrument, and showed me a video of Glenn. This video, really old video, that he have this long tail, yeah, the Remo 22. You know? When I saw that video, that was, I don't know, clicked something inside me, because that sound, and also he does something really beautiful on the skin. He does this this effect, while he's doing the rhythmical part on it. So kind of a polyphony, I don't know. There was a kind of a bordone, sustained tone, and after two. And then when I noticed that he was doing this thing, that there were two sounds, for me, I don't know what happened, but I started to study frame drums after. That sound really blew me away, and back to Milano, I wrote an email to Andrea, and I started frame drum, yes.
Now you started the journey, and the journey you are in between, right? You are not at the beginning, because it already you started, as you said, with Andrea, and you had
Yeah.
also other teachers. You are in the Frame Drum Academy
Yes.
with Elias Habib,
Yes.
the amazing Palestinian Arabic mazhar player, and so you are already in the middle, and I think you have already your own ideas. Your, as you mentioned, now we come back to your composition. So in general, maybe we can make like, do you have something that you would say this is typical Lorenzo, your vision or your way of thinking or way of listening to music or way of composing also, right?
Yeah.
So, is there something?
I mean, I don't want, or I don't know if I can find a sentence that describe me. But what frame drums and in general this approach to music are really teaching to me is that I don't want to categorize in only one style of music, because I love this instrument to be played in different situations. Also, for example, to bring all my concept that I learned in contemporary classical music that are beautiful but are sometimes a little bit yeah, fixed too much on the scores to make it live also in improvisation. And this is, for example, a language that I learned on other instruments, but I want also to bring inside frame drums. I don't know if with effects or things. I like a lot to experiment because it's my beginning language. Let's say my beginning tradition, because it's my beginning tradition is classical music and contemporary music. That's where I came from, and I don't want to, to say, no, I don't want to play because this is played only with the setup, only with that thing. I want also to get involved with frame drums on it. So I want to bring inside the instrument, and this is a long journey, my background, my origins, my first listenings, my love of, my first love of music inside this instrument, and also to search for other approaches. For example, I one last thing that I'm getting into and I'm discovering is early music, that I started this master in medieval music and Renaissance music. Without frame drums, I didn't know anything about that, because for classical percussion, you play timpani, you play maybe Bach, Baroque, but you don't play early music. You don't play, I don't know, Nakari or something like that. So thanks to frame drum, I also approach these things. So, and with that tamburello that I play medieval music, I play also in my project Lola, which is experimental music with the same instrument. So I love this thing to connect, all the pieces inside the instrument and don't categorize in something, let's say. So bringing and
Yes.
it's a really important concept for me. It's also a challenge. It's something that I mean, what is, because this phrasing, this stuff. Oh, it's super technical. It's super good. But it's not so me. What is me? What there is behind? What really connects the instrument? I love sounds in general. I love the sound. For me, it's sound. Really, the sound of the frame drums is something that I feel really near. I love. So there is not the music or the style. There is the sound for me. So it's yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
sentence maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, it's. I think it's very obvious because you come from the contemporary music, where also the sound is the essence or one very important thing. Of course, the concept also, the concept of composition, and I think, and we can hear it very good also in your first composition. By the way, we had to cut the video because we have not so much time here in our channel, but the link is inside the chat. So it always we are just giving some ideas to people, and they can enjoy it at home, listen once more. And maybe one more sound. So you mentioned the Lola project,
Yes.
or the Lola duo.
Lola Duo, yes.
Lola duo. Nice, nice. So before we listen to one recording, because this is your actual project, I think, right? Maybe you can say something about the Lola duo.
Lola, yes, yes. This is a project that I love so much because it's together with Gabriele, which is like a really big friend of mine, really old friend. We met in Milano. We know each other since 10 years, and he is much older than me, and he started as a really focusing on orchestral percussion, and then we saw each other 3 years ago at a festival of contemporary music, and he was playing a new setup that was really interesting to me. It was a table with little objects, junky stuff or little percussion, bells, things, water for bending the metal, things, let's say, little, I don't know, a little fauna of percussion. It was crazy to see that. And it was a period, I don't know, 1 week after or 2 weeks after, I was thinking about a duo with frame drum and the setup with sounds of contemporary music, but treated in an improvisational way, let's say, so something more free that you can experiment on it. And then I left Gabriele, and then I said, it's the thing that the thing that I'm thinking of you since 2 weeks, and now you're here. And after this concert, we did 2 days of improvisation, free, and we recorded everything. And we started the project. So it's Lola because it's Lorenzo, and La is Latuada, is a surname. And it's just a game like that, but we say Lola. Lola is good, yeah. Why not? Lola percussion, Lola better, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. And so you also mentioned that your colleague, he studied with Olaf Choppe.
Yes, yes, yes. Bremen, yes, yes.
Yeah, and
Studied there contemporary music, yes.
yeah, yeah.
And it's really interesting, this thing, because you gave me at One Frame Drum Academy a CD of you and Olaf. And I showed to Gabriele, and he was, no, really, it's crazy. He was kind of shocked.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the world is very small, and
Yes,
yeah.
yes. It is.
And the actual project with Lula is also well, you have recorded the CD, right?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
it came out 2 months ago.
2 years ago.
Now we are now, little bit later, 2 months ago. Yeah, we recorded the CD 2 months ago. It's my first personal CD. I mean, I recorded a lot of CD with ensemble and stuff, but it's my personal project CD.
Yeah.
And there are like five, composed by 5 pieces that are us now, born from improvisation. And it's not only a CD, but it's presented, you can listen on Spotify or whatever, but if you want to buy, it's not only a CD, but it's a booklet of 5 different prints doing it with a technique which is called lino cut. So it's you have a matrix of linoleum, you inside that, and then you do the stamp.
Yes, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's done from Pellini, De Belli, and it's a really nice artwork. And we wanted in this time of commercial about albums, there are so much vinyl, so much CDs, the market is full. We wanted to do something a little bit different, where you buy not only a CD but also an object, because these 5 images are the 5 pieces. So it's also a translation through images of what.
Yeah. Okay, so now we will listen. I think the piece is called Oasis.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's what I sent it. It's a little bit of Oasis, and then there is a para after.
Ah, okay.
But it's all in one video. I did. Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So we will also here we will not listen the whole piece, but that our guests they have an idea about your music that because they are curious, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Yeah. Wow.
I love the applause backwards. I mean, the public is when start the applause, it's like wow.
So that's a very special music. So not easy to describe.
No.
But I mean, you just have to listen, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
You don't have to describe music, just listen and.
exactly. Yeah. What is the feeling? I mean, this piece also is a kind of a really strange piece because it's also there is a much effect on the frame drum. For example, I play the frame drum with a foil of aluminium behind of the skin, which is something that I love to do. That like creating new skins behind the skin, let's say. So something that vibrates really behind the skin, and it was an aluminium foil, so gives a little bit a distorted acoustic sound. And then Gabriele was playing a go-go bells, kind of two bells attached on the water.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, again, you are searching for the sounds. It's
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that about.
Yeah. So Lorenzo, so the people can order the music in
Bandcamp. They can order
they just
in Bandcamp. Yes, right on the link if you want to send also. It was also this the video that we are seeing now. It's from the page where you can buy the digital album or the physical album, let's say, that arrives to your home. Also the booklet with the printings and the smiles.
Yeah, I think Uli put everything on the.
Thank you, Uli.
So Lorenzo, we could talk a lot, and I think we can if someone wants to contact you, you can stay here in the chat. Maybe they would like to ask,
absolutely,
or they can contact you with Facebook, or they can go to Milano and say,
yeah, they come in Milano. My door is open, and we prepare some pasta. Everything it's ready. Everything they want. The door is open.
or you will be also in Freiburg at
Yes,
Tamburi Mondi. So,
I'm looking so much forward, and I'm so
good
happy.
positions also, yeah. So we are also looking forward.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Lorenzo. We will have a one last video. It's a very beautiful duo.
With Elias.
You will see. So this is our final video, and with Elias Habib, as I mentioned, he's living in Italy, right?
Yeah, he's living in Cavagnolo, which is a little city near to Torino in Piemonte, which is only 2 hours from Milano. So we see each other quite a lot.
Very nice.
Yes,
So,
it is.
yeah. Thank you, Lorenzo. So as we could see, you also play the rig. You made also researches about rig.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, we will see or we will hear much more, I think, in the next month, in the next year. So you are really preparing many things. So we are very curious, and so people should follow your Lorenzo Erasmo and see what you are doing.
I hope. I mean, I'm wholly happy if people want to ask me something about.
Yeah. So now we will let in our next guest. I think you know who is coming.
Karin.
Yeah, Karin. Exactly. Karin, Malika? Yeah, she's here already. Okay. So you saw the last 3 years, or more or less, you had a lot of contact together with the Frame Drum Academy here at Tamburi Mondi. So from there you know each other. Yeah. Hi, Karin. Hello. Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
So, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Nice. So you are in Freiburg, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I mean, the next time we can meet here in the studio.
Of course, yes.
You know, I totally forget to. I just realized that you are here. Why we did not invite you to the studio here?
Perhaps it's nice for me to sit on my sofa. It's quite comfortable. So
Yes, that's right. Probably more comfortable than here. You can drink your tea and everything. So, you know, Freiburg is also very hot today.
yes, yes, I'm quite, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so you saw Lorenzo, and so this was the, let me say, yes, your colleague somehow in the Frame Drum Academy, right, where you still study together the last year. And so, but your let me say, your profession is a little different. You are not a percussionist. I mean, you did not study percussion. You studied accordion, right?
Yes, yes, but also in Freiburg, like Lorenzo.
Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah. And so your main instrument, let me say, is accordion. And so how it came that you play frame drums or started playing frame drums?
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. I think I listened to you in a concert years ago because of, I think it was Susanne Kittel who invited me to go there because I studied not only accordion, but also she was my teacher in rhythmic. So it's like music and movement. I'm not sure how I can describe in English properly, but yes, and she told me about the festival Tamburi Mundi, and I think I went to a concert and then I listened to it, and I was really impressed and I liked it a lot, but I didn't follow it. So yeah, it was my first experience. But then years later, there was this workshop and the advertise of the Frame Drum Academy, and I thought, oh, why not? I finished my studies and I played the accordion all my life, so now I think it's time to try something else. So then I tried, yes, and I liked it a lot. I think this was in 2018.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So if you say I tried, that sounds like, oh, okay, I just tried. So I think the people should know that it's not only trying. You are really amazing. You have a big talent for also for percussion, not only for accordion. So I think that is not only trying something out and just doing. You really you have your own ideas and the musicality that you have from the accordion playing also. That's something that is very unique when you play, for example, the frame drum, or when you compose also something. And this is for me very very important, these different words. So it's not only, so we have the traditional players, you know, so it's really like the instrument is here in our world, in the today, in the music of today. And so this is something that I think you have the good sensitivity for the connection of the old tradition, but also to understand how you can adapt this instrument in our days today. So that is, it sounds really in a somehow modern. I mean, not modern in that way, like pop music or commercial. It's not about this, but it's like, yeah, accordion is a European or Western instrument, and you take the frame drum, and you really can find the bridge between these traditional instruments and the world here in, let me say, in Western world or Western music. And so this is, sorry, now I talked a lot.
I'm a musician, I like to listen, so just continue.
So if you are bored, you can go and take some tea. No, now we will talk. You have to talk now. So, what was when you? So the first time when you started with a frame drum. So, what was the fascinating? I mean, not only from looking outside and watching it, but when you started musically, what was the fascinating point in the drum, so that you decided to continue and not only to try?
Yes, I think it was the simplicity. Don't take it personal now, because it's an amazing instrument, but it's quite simple because there's only wood, it's round, and there's skin and nothing else. And with my first instrument, I'm used that there's lots of technique inside. There's lots of buttons and there's bellows and everything. And then I had something on my lap that was only wood and skin. But then it was possible to get out lots of sounds that were so different and so sometimes fragile in a kind of way, and sometimes strong, and you can express so much with it, with this simple instrument. And that was so fascinating for me, that I really wanted to practice and to play it. In the beginning, I think I played lots of hours a day because I was so enthusiastic about it. And I think this was also because of the Frame Drum Academy and because of you, and also Philip, who was teaching us in the beginning very often. Philip Kurzke, you know him all, I think. And the lessons were so inspiring, and so it opened a new world for me. And this is what made me practicing and doing it and trying out and researching what can I do with it. In the beginning, I remember I tried even to play it in the same time. I had a drum in the freehand position and my accordion on top of it, and I was playing with the left hand accordion, with the right hand drumming and singing in the same time. And this was so much fun for me because it was it challenged me, and I like to be challenged and to yeah.
Yes, that was really very unique, and unfortunately, there is no video how you play accordion, drum, sing, and also with the feet. I think you made something.
I don't remember. It's
So maybe you should record once for us.
for the next time I can do it. Yes.
Yes, but you found one video from a performance of the Frame Drum Academy. So because every year we finish the year with a concert, right?
Yes, I think it was in 2019 in December. It was our exam concert for the second year, I think. Yes, and I enjoyed so much playing with all those amazing students, and also I think you also played with us.
Yes.
Because this is another point I like in this kind of workshops, that you don't learn only from your teachers, but also you get a very good connection to other musicians, and everybody is so unique and has its own approach to it, because we all come from different directions. And I enjoyed this very much. That's why I chose this video.
Yeah, and as you know, we are singing a lot, and I think this is also a song that we will listen, singing and drumming. Okay. Okay. So it was just one part of the song, right?
Yes, yes. I think later in the video I sing with Yasha together, but I think I have to improve my Turkish because I didn't spell the words very correctly. But it's also an aspect that I like because we learned lots of Turkish songs from you. It's nice as well.
Now your Turkish is very good. And maybe one question. So, can you maybe describe what you learned from, or when you learned from frame drums? So, was there something that you were inspired by accordion playing? And opposite, after you learned frame drums, everything, was there something that you put on your accordion playing, or maybe change a small thing, have another idea, new inspirations?
Yeah, a lot. The first point is that coordination is a very, very big thing you need for both instruments, because in frame drumming you use both hands, often your feet, and sometimes you make steps. We were dancing and singing a lot, and this is quite complicated. And also playing with two drums, for example, you have to keep a rhythm in one hand and to do something else with the other hand. And this is the same with playing the accordion, for example. But there are also, of course, musical ideas that I was very inspired, because, for example, we learned, for me, it was completely new, those rhythmical structures. For example, we learned T-highs and core-wise from you, and this was for me really, it was new. I didn't know it before, and it was like, wow, this is not like when you are a classical musician or you have a classical education, you don't think about it because you in this way, because you put a time signature, and then you have very clear where accents are and where not. And this other approach to rhythm completely turned this around, and opened me a new way of thinking musically. And this I wanted to put also in a melodic way. So I took the rhythmical ideas from drumming to my melodical or harmonic sense of music. And the other way around, when I play the drum, I often compare it with melodies. It's not just one sound or two or three sounds. It has its own language, and I think this is a very good connection for both instruments.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I think we can listen it to this idea or this example very good in your composition, at least in some of your compositions. And you brought one composition that we would like to present here.
Yes.
Maybe you can say something about it.
Of course, yes. I was inspired from a core we learned from you during the Frame Drum Academy. It's called Talangadu. And it was in my mind all day, and I during the lockdown last year I was very bored, so I started to do some experiments with split screen videos. So it's my very first split screen video. So I think it's not perfect, like the sound is not very professional and so on, but it was just for fun, trying out what can I do. And because I composed a piece based on this korvai, it's the Talangadum korvai, and I first choose a melody that fits in this rhythmical structure, and then I harmonized it, and yeah, the most important thing is that you can change the time signature with it. So we did, for example, we spoke this chorway and did steps in 4 or in 3, or and this I did also in a melodical and in a harmonic way. And yes, if you listen to it, you can hear this shift of structure. So yes, that's it.
And also maybe you should mention that you also play flute. Oh my God.
Yeah, but I'm not a very good flute player. I started a few years ago, and yes, I'm not convinced of me being a flutist. But yes, I was so bored and I was so lonely in this pandemic lockdown. So I thought, oh, it would be so nice to have a big orchestra with me, or a ensemble. But there was nobody, only me. So I was looking for every instrument I could find in the house and just trying to play it. So yes.
Yes. Okay. But so you found your friends, and so we will listen to your composition.
Talangadum takadimi, talangadum takadi, talangadum taka, talangadum, talangadum, talanga, talanga, talangadum taka, talanga, talanga, talangadum taka, talanga, talanga, talangadum.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Nice. And this video is not on YouTube, right? So people can.
No, I just did it for. I think it was my exam piece, so I sent it to you to for
Yeah.
my exam. But yes.
Okay, so now it is on our channel. So if anyone would like to watch it again, you can watch it on our channel, because it's really a beautiful piece, and there are so many small details. And if you listen more and more, you will find so small rhythmical, but also, as you said, harmonical, melodical details. It's a beautiful composition, Karin. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's interesting because the melody remains the same during all the piece, but I think it has different, like a different character if you how you do the accompaniment. So this is, I think, what you can hear better when you listen to it twice, or yeah.
Yeah. So beside all these works, you are also teaching, right, in music school, and teaching accordion, but also I think percussion, rhythmic, and also I mean frame drums also, right?
Yes, I started I think 2 years ago with some with a group of children who wanted to play drums, and then I started teaching frame drums. Yes, and this was a very nice experience because there's so much material. For example, I got from the Frame Drum Academy that fits so good in the lessons with children, even with very young children, because I think they are 6 years or something like that. And they enjoy it a lot. I think last week we did your rhythmical animal, the camel, I think, and they really liked it.
Yeah. So this is something that I think because you showed us some examples of your work with the kids, and you compose songs that's unbelievable, and you sing with them, and they are really so simple songs, let me say, as you said, the simple drums, right? But they are like you can understand immediately, and you can sing immediately all the rhythmical things that seems to be complex maybe, but with this easy singing, it's so light. Is there a trick, or is it like you're a talent? It's your talent. I don't know.
I never thought about it. I don't think it's a talent. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I what I like very much is to get simple ideas on a very high level. So and I like to learn just from another, not to think a lot, not to do it with much theory, but just to copy another, just to see, hey, what is he doing, what is she doing, and trying out. And that's the way how children learn a lot, because they don't think about, oh, is it what time signature is this, and where is the accent, or what should I do. They just follow me, so it's very easy. Much more easier than for adults, I think, in learning. So, and I am very inspired from them, because yes, I teach a lot every day, and I know lots of children, and I observe them, and I try to figure out what do they like, how do they come in this world, because I think they have their own thoughts, their own fantasy, and stories, and this is so amazing what you can learn from them. So I like learning from my students.
That's a nice message, let me say, at the end of our small talk. Thank you, Karin.
Thank you so much.
And so we can learn all the time. That's nice. But we can see you also in Freiburg at TAMBURI MONDAY. You will also perform here. And so if anyone would like to come to Freiburg, or if you live in Freiburg, you can join the concerts. Will see the program. I think in the next 2 weeks, the program will be finished for the concerts. And if anyone is not in Freiburg, the concerts will be streamed, so you can see Karin and us, all other musicians on online. Okay, Karin. So
thank you so much for your invitation.
thank you also for coming. Have a beautiful evening, and see you very soon. Bye bye. Yes, so now we completely come to another world, the world of rhythm training, of having some new inspirations, new ideas from Salim. Wow! Hi, Salim, Salim Beltitane, welcome. Good evening. How are you, my friend?
Very good, and you?
Also very good. Thank you very much. So we are not far away, right?
Very close. Yeah. I'm very happy to be there tonight, and thank you for sharing these nice memories also.
Yes, for sure. We will spend time together again in summer when you come here, and so I'm looking forward to see you again. And Salim, you are living just very shortly to introduce, and next time we will have a little longer talk. But just to introduce, you are living in France, in Strasbourg, oui? And so originally you are from Algeria, and you are working since many years, of course, as a percussionist. You are specialized in North African rhythms, yes, and you make many researches. I know you went to different villages, but about this we can talk, as I said, another time. And today I would like to, start your practicing and exercises. Welcome.
Thank you, Murat. Thank you for this nice introduction. So, okay, today I will go directly in our topic, because our today's topic is to improve your your skills or knowledge in polyrhythms or North African rhythms, let's say, more or less. So today I would like to focus on a very famous rhythm, very famous Algerian rhythm called Berwali. So Berwali rhythm is an Algerian rhythm, very famous, that you can find in most of the main places you can travel in Algeria. Of course, Algeria is a North African country. It's between Morocco and between Tunisia. It's a massive country. So Berwali is one of the rhythms that we use and we play in Algeria. So the Berwali rhythm is a folk rhythm. We use this rhythm in folk music because Algerian music, to make things quite simple, is divided in two sections, let's say, classical music and folk music. Of course, you can find styles between classical and folk music. So the Berwali is based on, let's say, two main things, two main patterns or two main layers, because after introducing the basic of the Berwali, I will try to propose you also different layers that you can use and also to improve your independence when you play this rhythm. So I will start to introduce the rhythm with the darbuka. So the one I am using is a darbuka made of clay. So the Berwali rhythm is a 6/8 rhythm. 6/8 rhythm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One cycle of 6. When you play the Berwali on the darbuka, you have to focus on 3 main strokes. Those 3 main strokes are really the backbone of the rhythm. Really the backbone. So let me show you how those 3 main strokes are going with the rhythm. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not so complicated, but we have to start with at this level. So the 2 first main strokes are 2 texts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the third one is a doom or a boom. So you have tek, tek, then boom. So the 2 first texts are on the 1 and the 4, and the doom, or also called boom in Algeria, is on the, yes, on the 5. So you have 3, 4, 5. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those 2 main strokes are really, again, I have to insist on that, the backbone of the rhythm. So this is really the structure of the rhythm. Of course, when you feel yourself comfortable with this first step, you can add, of course, your second hand. Let me show you now how we can play the Berwali on, let's say, with an old school approach. And after, maybe I will introduce you and show you how to play the same rhythm, but in a more modern way, with a more modern touch. So, but first, Berwali rhythm from Algeria, old school. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the Berwali, let's say old school. Of course, if you want, you can play along. You can just grab your frame drum your bandir, your darbuka if you like, and we can do it again, and you can play along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is the Berweli old school, let's say. Of course, you can add rolls, variation, ornamentation, as much as you want, but don't forget that you have to focus on the backbone of the rhythm, and you have to listen to the music and the band who is playing with you. So you have to really focus on that and take care of what you can bring to make the music better. So now let me show you the same rhythm in a more modern approach. So you have to switch what you do from this hand to this hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the more modern way to play the Berweli. The specificity of this way, of this approach, is that you can also mute the sound. For example, you can make an opposition between an open sound and a mute sound. For example, if I switch from the Berweli old school to the modern way, it can sound like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, this rhythm, of course, for this first step, I'm just trying to introduce you to this rhythm. So I just try and pay attention to play it slowly. But of course, this rhythm can be played in a slow tempo, medium tempo, and it can be played also very fast. Let me just give you an example. If I increase just a little bit the tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so just a short example of what you can do with the Berweli rhythm. So now let's go back to our first idea. My first idea today is to try to show you some independent stuff that you can do or you can apply on the Berweli rhythm. So the Berweli rhythm played on the darbuka is based, as I told you before, on 3 main strokes. So we can call those 3 main strokes the backbone of the rhythm. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we have also, let's say, another backbone that we use and that can be played along over the Berweli rhythm. So let me just play for you some cycles of this second layer that I am going to add on the first layer. So this second layer is in 12, is not in 6, it's a 12-8 pattern. And for practical reasons, today I'm going to use a pedal foot with a clave. Of course, traditionally in Algeria, we don't use clave in traditional music, but today I will make an exception. So I hope that you will forgive me for that. So let me play for you the second layer in 12 with my foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. One. Okay, so this example is the full clave. You can't play more strokes than those when you play this clave, otherwise it will be maybe too much. Of course, we have multiple versions of clave in 12, not only this one. You can also remove strokes. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, you can play this clave slow, medium, fast. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now you can play the two patterns at the same time. So the Berwellian da Bocca and the clave with your foot. So it can sound like that. So now you have two layers. The Berwelli, old school, and the clave. You can also do the Berwelli modern with the clave. 1, 2, 3, 4. After that, you can be very creative. You can add many things, or you can apply this concept on many things, or in many ways. After, it's a matter of creativity, let's say. You can play this like that at different speeds, slow, medium, and fast also. So now let's add a third layer. Okay, third layer. So again, Berwelli, clave, and now I'm going to add a conga. Of course, again, today, for practical reason, I'm going to play this third pattern with a conga. Okay? So let's go. First the Berwelli, then the clave, then I introduce the conga. 1, 2, 3, 4. layers played at the same time. Traditionally, we need 3 people to play this composition. So you have here the conga is playing something offbeat. So the downbeat is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have now 3 different layers that you can use, you can apply. So here you have a pattern in 6. On the foot you have a pattern in 12/8. And here you have an offbeat rhythm. And then when you feel yourself comfortable that everything is correctly built, let's say, after you can be able to be more creative and to add more things and just try to play. And that's what I'm going to do just right now, to be creative and just to try to improvise something. So for today I am using a hybrid drum set because in front of me, I don't know if you see, I have 1 tumba, 1 conga, 1 quinto, 1 hi-hat on my left, 1 hi-hat on my right, a snare, and I'm sitting on a cajon. So everything that I'm going to play now will be based on the pedal foot, on the 12/8 rhythm again. Okay, so everything will be based on that. So just going to be creative and to add more colors in this rhythm. So I hope that you enjoyed this short rhythm training based on the Barouali Algerian rhythm in 6/8. So I really hope that you appreciate that. So thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Salim. Thank you very much. So you also do a new recording at the moment, right? So maybe we mentioned only this, and next time we can talk more. And so this new recording is about what exactly?
Actually, it will be my third recording dedicated to rhythm. My third educational CD. And this one, and I'm very happy and proud about that because it will focus on, especially on North African rhythms, so rhythms from Morocco, from Syria, from Tunisia, and from Libya. So it's very, very important for me to be able to create this project. And what is also nice is that this project originally is a crowdfunding project. And I did it with my great colleague from New York, Isra Warda. Hello, Warda. So she's based in New York, and we decided together because we knew each other from a long time before, and we decided to join our efforts and passion to those rhythms to really create a very nice educational tool. So I already recorded everything, and I will travel again to Freiburg next Friday this week. The amazing EMS Factory Studio. So I really recommend this studio. The sound is just perfect. The sound engineer Ingora is also very nice. So I have the pleasure to meet him again this Friday. To put the last touch to this nice CD. And honestly, the sound is really, really, really good. And the rhythms we choose with Warda are really very nice rhythms. So you will find rhythms, polyrhythmic rhythms, but not only. So I already know that the sound will be fantastic.
Wow.
I think that when you will switch from one rhythm to another, you really will feel the flavor of each rhythm. Pay attention a lot to that. If you, so I'm very excited about this project. So I think that it will release. Yeah, I think the release will be I hope in July. In July, and after we are planning to make a big tour around the world and around this project. So, but not for now. I think it will start in November 21 this year and 22. So,
Great. So we're looking forward, and next time you can explain a little more about your also other projects. Thank you, Salim. And do you know, by the way, before we say bye-bye to you, already a friend has entered already our Zoom meeting here.
wow.
I don't know if you know who will come.
I think I know.
You think you
Yeah.
Yes, we will wait. So, hello. Oh, I think he's coming. Yeah. Buonasera. Ah.
Buonasera, buonasera a tutti e a tutte. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you, guys. Nice to see you, Murat.
Nice to see you, Paolo.
Nice to see you also, Salim, and glad to see also the other friends. Thank you for your words, your music, everything. Yes. How are you guys?
Good.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Paolo. Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, you met, I think, 2 years ago in Freiburg at Tamburi Mundi. And last year, I think you also were in Italy, right? Frame Drums Italy, the festival.
Yes, we had a collaboration for the Frame Drums Italia 11th edition. Finally, for the emergency, we had a streaming event. It was really a good success, And yes, it was last year, and in June, in 2020. And yes, it was very, very good collaboration also in this new way to do it. And of course, it was a good teaser for the real appointment that it will be next time. That's in Frendrams Italia, that is my association, that I can invite him like, yes, a real person, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we really miss a little bit because yes, I just use a little bit this time for talk about Frendrams Italia. Is my festival is very very important. One important part, maybe the most important part, is the experience of the residents together, huh? To live, to sleep 3 hours in the same area and to live together, to try the instrument, to eat together, to spread a lot of energy and to have a lot of discussion, a lot of yes, good point. And if it's not possible, this as a real meeting, yes, yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
waiting for, huh?
Yeah, so we have these connections, and this is very, yes, this connection will continue year by year. And so I,
And we had, and also you had with Tamburi Mundi a good job, maybe most difficult job to recollect the attention of the people. That it was a lot of material in the web with the music, and to have the energy
yeah,
to little bit go against the dispersion and just to have the culture about the community. You did a good, very good job, and we also with Fremdrams Italia tried to do
yes, of course.
uh, the same and year by year, best and better.
So before we
Yes,
continue, Paolo, we would
yes.
like to say goodbye to Salim. And so we will meet, I hope, once we three, we will meet in live somewhere in the world, maybe in Italy, maybe in France, or maybe in Freiburg.
And I don't know what happened in August. Maybe I come to you to see you just in the
Yes,
live. Ciao Salim,
Salim.
bless.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Okay, you already know these North African rhythms, Paolo, right?
Yes, a little bit. I already hear it. I don't really know it. I hear it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm fan of the his drumming, Salim. I like so much,
Yeah.
and yes, I little bit know, but not play is other stuff.
Yeah, but very close in certain way. It's little close to Italian traditional music also, with the feeling of the three.
Not really, eh? Not really. Sorry.
No,
Not really.
someone.
It's yes. It's since one point is similar because it's as lots of folkloric rhythm is planned by ternarian rhythm that walking as a binarian cycles. But yes, maybe if you mention uh, the bond, the feeling with the tarantellas, with the 6/8 rhythms, yes, if we feel as a musical, as a mathematic stuff, yes, 6/8, 3/4, okay, 12/4, 12/8. But finally, the tarantella it works a little bit like more as a binary rhythm, as a 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, it's
Yeah,
something like more. Uh, yes, quite a bit different.
yeah,
The rhythm is a little bit more. I mean, in the pizzica pizzica, in the tarantella, in the in the more intense interpretation that we have in Italy, intense in terms of perdition of the sense playing with it, you know. Yes, it's a little bit more the feeling of Salim is a little bit more close to the Afro beat. To is, mm. Yes, there is a lot of influence in Italian music from Africa, of course, but I think that we have a lot of blood of Indo-European culture, you know, and we have other type of mix. And yes, there is a lot of connection, but I think that yes, also big difference in the way to understand the 6/8 also. You understand?
Yeah, yeah. Mhm. So the
If we go a little bit deeper to
yeah, yeah. So the tradition
yes.
is an important part of your music. Is that correct?
Yes, finally, finally, if I want to talk about me, I think that I comes from a family where my grandmother, for example, Nonna Gina, she was very a cantatore from the village. She had a lot of very beautiful refrain about, and also people from the village. When she was singing, people stopping and hearing and don't work anymore. And the chief say to, hey, come on, work, please. You know, and I have good reference from the elderly peoples from my village because now it's passed away, my grandmother. Yes, and my cousins played accordions, or yeah, I comes from a little bit this background, and but I had my crazy path with music. I started studying bass, for example. I really love to play bass. I have a bass and electric bass. And I play a lot guitar, for example, in my compositions, in my work as a music therapist, and for my life. So I try to understand the music as a 360 degrees, really, also with my voice. So sometimes I don't look to the perfection of to the techniques. Sometimes I'm sorry, I work on it, but I look straight on the deeper interpretation on my way to put uh, my colors, my poems, my yes. So in these terms, it's very important the tradition for me is because I comes from this. Yes, this fantastic word that is comes from other time, you know,
Yeah.
and in the middle it comes life as every adolescent with djembe looking for Africa, looking for rock. I am a metaler. I like so much metal music. I'm a fan of very also extreme groups. I can counsel you Igor from French. Igor with two R. Igor. It's one
Mhm.
of my very good. Or JD Beck from California is a duo. JD Beck. Yeah, I like so much music in general. Tradition is my essence, huh?
Mm.
But I try to breathe and think as a really modern. I hear a lot of hip hop, a lot of very modern music. I try to be really in the sul pezzo in italiano, in the time with the music. Maybe I hear
To one
6 hour, 5 hours music in a day. You know, so much.
Yes, maybe we can listen to one of your music. Send us.
Yes, if you want, yes.
Yes.
But yes, you like to see maybe a video from
Exactly. We will watch.
please, yes, yeah.
So that was a video, I think, from Tamburi Mundi.
Yes, this is exactly one a part of my repertoire. This is my poem, and I develop a melody and with Volker, with this amazing musician that played with me. And yes, Rosa Verde, it means. And it is green rose.
Green Rose, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Forte senza guardare il sole al calar, così forte senza guardare il sole al calar, rosa verde corco nel mare tra spine e coral, così forte senza guardare il sole al calar. Campanelli ai piedi nascosti tintineranno. Campanelli ai piedi nascosti tintineranno. Rosa verde corco nel mare tra spine e corallo. Corri forte senza guardare il sole al calare, campanelli ai piedi nascosti tintineranno. Dove corri nella lucente ragionare, non ti accorgi che il tuo domani vive oggi qua. Non ti accorgi che il tuo domani vive oggi qua. Dove corri stella lucente raggio lunar, non ti accorgi che il tuo domani vive oggi qua.
This was a serenade, a serenade really to a lost. This is a serenade to a lost love. Really, it was right in the album. I like to remember you, Murat. That yes, you was believing me in this. Love you, my friend and maestro. Yes, this album, inside of this album, is Rosa Verde. Yes. Yes. And as all of the tracks of this CD, that is also in Freiburg, you can check your copy in Murat. I think that he have. Also, if you don't check, if you are not around Freiburg, I can of course send you a copy, or you can check everywhere in iTunes, in Spotify, in YouTube, everywhere. And the song is Rosa Verde, and it was one of my poems. And now I'm working another. My friends,
Oh,
I quite start yesterday the 11th track of, and I quite go to the,
wow.
yes, the lockdown. Yes, it was a very special time, but it was also a curious time. I like to show you something. Do you want to see?
Yes.
It was really, I think, curious because I had a special invitation from. I show you. I show you. I share. Yes. Yes. Yes. Oh. Okay. Yes. Yes.
What a surprise. Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
wow.
My
So you built
tacciolette.
them yourself? You built them yourself?
Yes, yes, it was a yes, it's crazy time because all was really close as everywhere in the lockdown. But I received from the television this invitation. It was crazy. Yes, you can come and yes, of course. And I had this stuff in the Rai television, in the national television, with mask, everything. But in the moment of the show, everything out. Yeah, yeah, crazy. What?
Wow. But how it came that you were in the Rai television? I mean, what
The,
was this? Was it a quiz show or something?
with them in Italy, I'm quite to start a little bit famous. People know me about it, and they found me just from maybe the social network or yes.
Ah,
Very simple. They called me directly.
wow.
Yes, it's just one teaser also for my lectures that I will have with you in Tamburi Mondi. I will have a Tacciolette lecture this year.
Exactly. Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes.
some of you have these crazy, beautiful objects in the home. Maybe 80% of the possibilities that is made from these ants also. Because, because my tacciolette are the best. And yes.
And so if anyone has no taccioletta, they can order from you, right?
Yeah, at the moment I have not so much really. I had
No.
not so much time for work on wood. Now a little bit more working on bread. But I think that my father start to do more, but maybe now too, not right now. I have some of them. If some people is interested still right now.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Great. And this is also connected to a tradition and connected to music, of course, because this is connected to special music or.
Oh, yeah, good question. You are good, and you give the good questions. So I think that this is not a traditional object from Italy. It's not tradition the key. The key is the music identity of music. I think something little bit more deep of the tradition. So this is an instrument that is developed in all the area of from Turkey uh, really from North India to Turkey to Central Asia to Turkey to Eastern Europe to Central Europe to Spain also. And this really developed everywhere in really different way, the way to play, the repertoire, the materials. There is a lot of variety on it. But the sense is more or less the same. One object coming from the daily life objects to woods, not more. And yes, hold it by hand in some specific way, in that it works that you can hold both without any bond, any rope or stuff. And yes, in exactly in this way, there is a lot of techniques from India to Spain. So it's not something of tradition, it's really something of the human. It's an object, it's an instrument that is really deep, close to yes, the tradition of a lot of places.
Yeah. And you use
So
it also in
finally, but in which way I can hold it as my instrument, because it's really an instrument that coming from Middle Age repertoire, from also my area. My area, I think my area of influences is the influence from the Alfonso X, the Cantigas, de Santa Maria, de Cantigas de Amigo, the Livre Vermelho. Yes, some text and codes where we take the information for develop the music for these instruments, because we have sure information that they were part of the repertoire of Middle Age music of all Europe.
Yeah.
And yes, there is in Cantigas de Santa Maria, there is some of very, very beautiful and yes, very important miniatures with people playing tagliolete. And yes, maybe if I have some second, I can check also some information about. It's a very, very important one thing about it that is now very used from a lot of percussionists. I work a lot to the distribution to spread out the culture of these little objects. And right now, a lot of people playing it, and a lot of people use in a lot of different music, from the Charleston to back to black to the yes, really the Italian tradition, going to the sound, the timbre of the instrument is very, very important, and is not defined. You can also in
Yeah.
the jazz, also in this very, very versatile instrument. About the tagliolete is yes, people that is more interested, I will have a workshop just on it. Please
Yeah.
join it.
But maybe we can stay in the early music. We can watch one video of your concert.
Yes,
You want?
yes, definitely. What
Monteverdi?
early music is one important component of my music with freedoms, of course. Tradition first, second, early music.
And maybe we
Yes,
can.
Aria di Follia. Aria di Follia is a quartet. We interpret the some of the most important uh, part of the repertoire from Monteverdi, from Caccini, from yes, last Baroque time. I mean last 70th century, 60th centuries, okay? And we have Teresia Bote, that is the singer. We have the Luigi Polsini viola and Simone Colavecchi and guitarra barocca, and me at percussion. Quel guardo sdegnosetto Monteverdi.
That's a question.
Basel Sonntag matinee. It was, yes, yes, Theresia Botte. You remember, eh?
Yes,
Beautiful
of
and
course.
powerful, eh?
We were in Freiburg. It was amazing. That was a final concert of the festival, and it was really a big surprise for us. And to hear your project.
Yes, it was as a good point to a little bit of my career about early music. Yes, now is something like 15 years that it was on it, and I started with middle age, and now I crystallized my also way to think on it, and with these three amazing colleagues we developed this concept, and the tema is the follia, so not just the follia de España as a musical form of music, but as a concept, deep concept. And, I don't explain this concept, of course, is but we try to interpret some of the elements of the repertoire of these ages of 70, 60, 15th
Yeah.
century.
Yeah.
That is a little bit bound to also this idea, to the follia, the perdizione, and a lot of the interpretation and colors that could have this and this
Yeah.
word, the follia.
Yeah.
And yes, early music is something that is really important part of my experience. I was working touring tour around the world with early music finally, and with my tradition, my repertoire, with Pera ensemble, for example, with the orchestra, with Mehmet Yazilchai, and yes, I was work on early music and also with the La Contraclau. We was working on Middle Age. We
Yeah.
had a very very good path together. We work on radio. We had beautiful, and now yes, I really like Monteverdi. Frescobaldi, I like so much, and Caccini, I like so much. Is some of good uh, adv- advice to people that listen. Also,
Yeah.
Caccini, also, also Monteverdi, of course.
Yes.
Monteverdi,
Yes.
yes, it's yes,
Later we will
some
listen.
genius from the yes.
Later we will listen to one more piece of Pera Ensemble, and
Yes, for
but
example.
maybe one aspect, is a very interesting aspect, is the work of your music therapy as a music therapist. Maybe you would like to talk a little bit.
Maybe you can put some second of the video, just not all because it's too long. You just 1 minute and a half, and I will talk about music therapy. Just for don't change the page
Okay.
about the early music because I really, really like to show this video. Was one interpretation of uh, the repertoire. Is Storace, is Chacona, and in very, very beautiful ensemble of cembalo in and with canon and with my frame drums. Enjoy it, yes, with para ensemble. They don't write something specific about the tempo, and this executor use totally his way, really modern. This is the conception. Yes, for example, this way to understand this point, do di di do da di do di is not in this way. Yeah, right. Is he's from Massimiliano Toni is very, very, very, very good executor on the.
Yeah.
Yes, and this is the conception of today to understand the Baroque music. So to use a real interpretation on the stretch, the tempo, using the pattern for for doing improvisation, using the form of the passacaglie for have various layers of landscapes,
Yeah. Yeah.
understanding as
Mhm.
also as jazz. If we
Yeah.
want to think modern, think about jazz, oh no, they were also a lot of improvisation in this time. Yes, parents have a good experience with this group. Yes, mixing early music also with world music. This is the mix. Half of the band of the group is Baroque European instruments, as a guitar, as a cornetto, as a cembalo, and half of the orchestra with Turkish, Ottoman or Baroque, more or less,
Yeah.
instruments just. And as a ney, as a oud, as a canon, as a, yes, some of the instruments, Camanche or etc. So the
Yes.
mhm.
So, yeah, Para Ensemble, by the way, you can go on the website, and you also made a recording with the Para Ensemble.
Yes, I
Yeah.
recorded 3 albums with them, and 2 you can check also
Exactly.
one is Ballo Turco, and it's a double, it's a really, really good work. It's the connection between Venice and Istanbul,
Yeah. Hmm.
beautiful. And the other is it's about Carnival. Uh, yes, it's dedicated to the Carnival. It's made with l'Arte del Mondo. It's in orchestra di archi.
Yeah.
Yes, from Germany.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just received a sign that we have
Please,
to
no
close
time,
the
eh?
studio, but maybe about music therapy we can speak maybe in the festival. But I would like to, as a last topic,
Yeah,
Frame Drums Italia, because this is something maybe
yes, very important.
close our talk with Frame Drums Italia, because
Totally important.
something very connected to your personality. I mean, not only to you, but I think you're still you
Yes, yeah, momentary I'm the older that work on it. Yes, I was working with you in the first step. Now, yes, we have the 12th edition that it will be, attenzione, on the 3, 4, and 5 September of this year. This is something totally new that people don't know already.
it's our secret.
It's now it's not a secret.
No, it's not.
From tomorrow it will be on the, yes, everywhere. But we will do our festival, and also this year it was quite difficult to organize it, but we will have. About Friendrams Italia, I think that is another big piece of my identity is as an association, a big family of people that meet together. In Italy, the association, it means no money, just activity. And yes, it's this. It was an opportunity for work with a lot of good percussionists and to invite a lot of good musicians, good frame drummers from around the world, having event similar of Tamburi Mundi, that it take part in Italy as a residence, living together 4 days, 3 days, as of this year, 3 days, living together, eat together, playing together. This year is dedicated to Italy. Very, very dedicated to Italy, the edition.
Yeah.
We had time for go deeper to our tradition, more identity than tradition. And yes, it will be dedicated to Italy. Mm?
And
And yes, it will be yes, frame drums lectures and concerts. Will be 5 September of this year, 2021. Mm? Frame Drums Italia. If you want to check information about it, just check on framedrumsitalia.it, and you can check everything. It's time for close, I think, eh?
I just had a sign that she wrote already the link in the chat, so you can see in the chat
Amazing. Yeah.
immediately.
Please check it. This we need right now the lot of connection. We need a lot of connection. Now a lot of people with the work of Tamburi Mundi first, our work as a Friend Drums Italia, we work a lot of the education on the distribution of this instrument. Now people have at home. Yes, now is the moment for yes, go deeper and work on it more and more.
And so the classes that you're planning workshops, and they will be in real. I mean, it will be
Yes,
online.
yes, this is very, very important.
Yeah,
Thank you, Murat.
exactly.
Of
Yeah.
course, will be a real residence of just 2 days. And this,
So don't
yes,
miss Frame Drums Italia.
don't miss, of course, if some people is looking
Yeah.
to you right now, don't miss it. It's a good opportunity. You know, you was there. Murat is a good meeting. A lot of the best musician coming there and meets there, and it's a good point for learning. Maybe
Absolutely.
the
Yeah.
best that we have in the world for learning Italian music, for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Yes, about frame drums, of course. Maybe it's the best.
So,
Hey, my friends,
I mean, there are
it
so
was a
many
pleasure.
topics, and we
About my music therapy, if you want to check, please go in the Fare la musicoterapia. This is my website.
yes,
There I work on it. You can check information.
great. That's a good tip.
Yes.
And so maybe you can play something on your
Oh, if you want. No,
like a last music, let me say.
like something with
What you
frame
want?
drum?
What you want?
Yes. This is something dedicated to you, my dearest friend.
Oh,
Okay? You know the song, and
happy,
it's
we are
part of my album also. Alla fuoco, alla piano, alla fine a Roma. Alla fuoco, alla piano, alla fine a Roma. Strascica con le mani, alla fine a Roma innanzi. Alla fuoco, alla piano.
Wow.
This is for you, and this is also a special dedication to Uli that is in the back of the. Thank you, Uli.
Here.
Yes,
Thank you, Paolo. Thank you very much.
love you. It's also first to you, second to Murat.
Oh,
And yes,
grazie.
that doesn't matter. Both, you are both in my top.
Thank you.
And also I want to say ciao ciao to all the family that was waiting to the finale of this night. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paolo. And also, we say bye bye from here, Paolo. Take care, and we stay in touch. And all the best. And
All the best.
also to the audience, thank you for coming. And don't miss Frame Drums Italia, and also the Tacoletta and everything.
And the early music.
Early music.
Workshop and the Tamburello workshop.
Tamburello workshop. Okay, so bye bye. All the best.
Have a nice day and have a nice life. Ciao. Grazie Murat.
Grazie.
Teşekkür ederim. Ciao. Ciao, bless.